trains run normally as ASLEF respond to Mr. Wilson's plea and suspend industrial action for the duration of the election. A gesture, some say, timed to help Labour at the polls rather than the country as a whole. But the miners' strike goes on. However, pickets are strictly peaceful, but effective. Output sinks to zero, and despite power restrictions, stocks decline rapidly. The miners' strike is presented as the issue which forces the government to go to the people. The moderate people, says Mr. Heath, as distinct from the militants who are allegedly out to wreck the country. As far as Mr. Thorpe, the Liberal leader, is concerned, community politics is the name of the game. Politics, he says, must be brought back to the people. They should concern and involve all the people in the decisions that affect their everyday lives. Despite the commitment to high community food prices, he's in favour of the common market and looks forward to a strong political union with elected British representatives at a European Parliament. He proposes a fairer distribution of wealth, minimum incomes and pensions related to average earnings. And he's mustering over 400 Liberal candidates to persuade you to put your votes where their mouth is. Mr. Wilson, as one of the oldest campaigners in the game, stands firm on prices. As they say, where a man's pocket is, there will his vote be also. The rise in prices, he says, is the result of Tory incompetence. The main villains, the floating pound equivalent to a devaluation of 20%, the refusal to subsidise food and the government's disastrous surrender to the common market's dear food policy. The British people, he says, were dragooned into Europe without being consulted. Labour will renegotiate the terms of entry and submit the question of continued membership to a referendum. Mr. Heath says Britain is in the common market to stay. In any case, the terms and conditions are changing every day, as economic and social conditions change in Europe and in her relationship to the rest of the world. Mr. Wilson, of course, has not had Mr. Heath's experience of trimming sail to an uncertain wind. On prices, he puts his faith on the Prices and Incomes Board, despite a 20% increase in food prices in the last year. Inevitably, the increases in oil prices would work themselves through the economy, and no government could control the upward trend of world prices. But the Conservatives had a firm policy on inflation, and with firmness and fairness, says Mr. Heath, Britain will, as always, win through.